Good.
One flower, one apple. Where's the second banana? Oh my guys, it's like I'm failing. But let me just keep trying. Mm. Um, hey, you're just looking as if I'm failing. Oh my god. I just knew I'm gonna tell. But anyways, I promise you guys, it's not gonna happen anymore. How many flowers? Hmm. I'm happy. Oh. I can't even find a second of this one. This, what will I say? Okay, that's beautiful.
Good.
Bera. I was thinking I'm feeling. So, guys, I actually learned a lesson today. Solve my problem. So, I went on YouTube, the same YouTube that we are in. I was just watching a particular thing for fun. So, as I was just watching for fun, I just told myself that I can actually learn from whatever what I'm watching. Do you get? So I didn't mind. I just kept on watching what I was watching. So I came across where somebody was like, "Do not depend on someone, but learn from that person." And that word really hits me. That word really hits me so hard. When I say that word really hits me so hard, it really hits me so hard. So there is this person I stayed with. I don't want to mention the person's name. And for the past how many, let me say, I've forgiven that person. Which one am I going in? I've forgiven that person, but anytime I remember what's happened to me, I used to feel so sad. Yeah, I really, really felt so sad. Anytime I remember, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened. The only thing I could feel at that moment is just for me to be sad. So I don't know, but I'm grateful that I came across what I came across. Where can I get banana now? Banana is here. I can go with this. Yes. Let's see which one first. Okay. I think I'm one. So, guys, so when I remember everything that happened, I used to feel so sad. Though this person in my mind, I've said I've forgiven this person. So this is how the whole stuff went. Like, so as I said, this is how the whole stuff went. Like, I don't want to be giving names of places because I don't know. In future, people might come across one thing or the other and stumble on. And since it's something that is actually a close person, this whole thing concerns a close person, and I don't want to really disclose a lot of things to you guys over here. So this is how the whole stuff went. I've always wanted to stay with these people. I've always wanted, and let me say that I admire them a lot. Let me say I admire them a lot, and I was just thinking, oh, if I happen to stay with these people, do you get that things are going to move on with me? And that was what was in my mind. So what was in my mind that it was that, oh, this sort of people, if I'm close to them, I'm gonna make it, I'm going to do that. But that was not it. That wasn't it. And at the point I was like, oh, my analysis actually failed me. So when I traveled to this particular place, I was just thinking that, oh, that I found people that, oh, these people were actually standing for me and anything. So I learned two things, and I'm going to say the two things I learned from that scenario. I don't know what I should call life, because that was actually a whole almost more than almost a year lesson that I learned, almost a year experience, and I learned from that experience today. So this is how the whole stuff went. So I was actually doing something, working in a particular place. So you know that when you have people that's where they are, if you go and work with them in that particular work in that particular place where they are, you can actually earn more. So I've always been admiring where they are. So I've always been admiring them, and oh, if I happen to get a job in this particular location, I will actually be paid very well. So one day I paid them a visit.
Help me, help me.
So one day I paid them a visit. I paid them a visit. So I took permission from my workplace and paid them a visit. And I know that that workplace did not agree for me to go for that visit, that nobody has done that before at that workplace. But since there were people that they were very dear to me, I said, I don't mind the kind of work I'm doing, because me keeping a relationship and this kind of relationship that's helped me thus far, I can't afford to, oh, let me not come and see you. And that was even an Xmas period. Do you guys get? So back to the whole stuff that
Good.
happened. I lose the job in the process of visiting them, and then I could not make it to the job. the next, let me say, in the next 2 days. So I actually lose it. So I did not allow it to bother me, but at the same time, staying with him started scaring me because when you pay, there are sometimes you pay visit to people, and because it's just a visit, some people may not want to, you know. Okay, so let's continue from where we were. Sometimes that I was visiting them. I always pay them a visit. So at the point I was like, oh, these people may not actually be who I think they might actually be. Okay. When the scenario now happened, okay, that I had to go and stay with them, everything was now unveiling step by step. Like everything was unveiling step by step. And that's when you get to, okay, the kind of person that you are staying with. Oh, and stuff like that.
Good.
So I feel that they were just still trying to like hide their attitude. So I stayed there for, I think, like for almost a month before I got another job. And in the period that I was unable to get job, they were not that bad to me. I'm not gonna lie. But as time goes on, they could not be it again. That's one thing about human being, that they can actually pretend for a while, but as time goes on, they may not be able to actually keep that bad character again to themselves. So they actually did a lot. I don't know how to explain, but I'm gonna say some few because it just telling these people this is what they did to me or whatever. And on the other hand, I'm not going to say that everything I did to them was bad, but in anything I did to them was not out of my heart. As I'm going to tell you, people, oh, this is what I went through, I'm still going to tell you, okay, oh my God, I never knew that I was failing. I was, I was actually. Mhm. So I was just staying with them. Do you get? So I don't know whether let me say I made myself more comfortable than what I supposed to have made myself comfortable. Maybe it's because, I've been staying with my parents for the longest, and in my father's house, do you get? You don't have to go and come and tell somebody, oh, scoop food for me. If you're hungry, you go and scoop your food and eat. Anything you want in my father's house, go ahead, scoop whatever what you like and eat. So even with that, so that thing actually entered my mind, and when I went to stay with them, I did not have that mindset that, oh, these people I'm staying with, they are not actually my parents. But even with that, I was still trying to keep boundaries. So when I went there, I realized that, that when you go to a room, behave as the room people. I was like, okay, it's almost the same thing as in my parents' house. You get In my parents' house, you can actually cook food and eat, and they gave everybody the liberty to always cook food and eat. So I was like, okay. So at a point, I just realized that when I stayed with them, I was actually greedy. Should I say greedy? I don't know how to say. Whether I should call it greedy. Okay, we are back. We are back. So I don't know how to say it, whether I should actually call what actually happened really, but I'm going to say everything that happened here. So what happened was that I was just so comfortable that because I know I'm the kind of person that even though you give me a lot of meat, have a chicken, I'll finish it for you. Yes, I'll finish it for you because I cook and I dish out, and sometimes I can buy a lot of meat and then I may not even put in the food and I'll finish the meat. That was how bad it was. And I never knew that this thing will actually affect me later in life. So I know one day I went to work and I scoop food. I remove turkey. I put meat. I think I put another meat like up to three meats. And then I went to work. And why I even did that is because there were a lot of meat in the food. Well, a lot of meat in the food does not mean that you should be scooping all. So do you know that even when they try to correct me and say, "Hey, why did I have to do that?" I did not feel that it's bad. You know why? Because it's something that I've stayed alone before, and I don't have restrictions, and my parents don't give me. I was even seeing as why are they doing like that? Get something like that. Why are they behaving like that? People should be free and stuff like that. I was so it was in that process. During that process, I was still staying in that house, and I realized that I actually crossed boundary for real. I really, really crossed boundary, and this is not how it's supposed to be. And another thing is that when I went there, so early in the morning, the first day I visited them, I wanted to sweep the floor and do other things. I know you guys have not seen my face. Don't mind, I'm wearing a wig cap because I'm putting my hair under treatment. So look at the lady you guys are talking to. Don't mind my hair. My hair is under treatment. That's why it's like this. I don't actually have light in my room. So I was like, oh, I want to sweep. When you are going to a particular place, you want to sweep like one of my uncle's house. So the guy that was there with them was like, what are you trying to do? I said, I want to sweep. Say, no, I don't sweep every day here. That entered me. I was like, wow. And I noticed that thing a lot of times that they don't sweep every day. I was like, maybe that's their own law. You get? I was like, so I was like, maybe okay, that's their own manner of life. You get? So that's just what I was just thinking. And then everything just goes and nobody say, oh, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you sweep? And I don't even see the sweeping before. Do you understand? Hey, God, I just want to get the flowers. If I go for this bread now, I may not even be able to. But if I go for the bread, I can actually get the flower. But let's just keep it rolling. I can actually put flour and then I can go for the flower later. Hey, you see? I was carried away. You guys, I was carried away. I promise you guys, I'm not gonna be carried away. So this is what happened. Where did I even stop? So I didn't see anybody sweeping, and it wasn't even a problem. What they were actually care about is make my kitchen clean, sweep the kitchen, mop the kitchen. Before you sleep, every plate has to be clean and stuff like that. And I stick to it. So even though they finish cooking by 12, the place must be clean, and that was their own house law. So no matter how many people eat, no matter what is the time, no matter the time you're going to work the next day, what is expected of you is that you must finish the house course. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So actually, I saw it as stressful to me because sometimes it makes me to sleep and work. But at a point, I was like, wow, this is actually their house stuff, and I cannot kick against it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't care. I was just still washing and doing everything. So and I now realize that there are kind of people that, they will always want to see your faults, big faults, and they have a particular place they put a particular spoon. Since I was overwhelmed and I was going through a lot when I went there, like I did not even put my mind there. It was later one of the guy now told me that you're not observing things that are happening in this house. That you have to actually have a place that you put a particular spoon that spoon cannot miss root. What they mean is that if they're hanging a particular spoon here and then you now carry another spoon and hang it there, that it's gonna be a problem. Oh, I've made a mistake again. There's gonna be a problem. I was like, like the thing just shocked me. I was like, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. See, I'm not gonna lie. I tried all my possible best to see that I'm gonna live to the perfect. Yeah, I tried my possible best. So, as I said now, they definitely have a particular place to hang everything in the house. Okay. As times goes on, I got a job. I started working and stuff like that. Keep wrong things, but I'm glad that I could remember what I did and I was forcing on my own part. So let me see how I can still recover something. So there was a period of time that somebody got arrested, and the person was actually related to him. And then all of a sudden, this lady now told me whether I remember that person that got arrested, that I might be arrested for our place getting missed, that got missing. Like, do you know, that thing struck me, like, it really, really struck me. I was like, I don't really get what is happening, but if I may guess, not by. This game is actually stuck. I was like, what's rubber plates? And that was one of the scenario. Permits me to call that one of the scenario. You get. And then just came another scenario. This came another scenario. I know I used to. Oh, why did I even put that braid safe? I have no idea why I put that braid. But that braid. Yeah, it was a very, very bad idea. So I used to put my detergents in a container of detergent. So there they used to put their detergents in my sachets of detergents. There they used to put it in a rubber container. So they now told me, so you know that I used to use your own detergent too. At the point I now feel that she does not really like me using her detergent. So I said, okay, no problem. I got my detergent. So I actually put my detergent once. Oh, may I not fail? Remaining. You guys should be praying for me that I should not fail. Because I wanna cry as you can just see me right now. Okay, yeah, let's go then. She now came and told me that I stole her detergent. I was like, how? That she knows where I used to put my detergents are. Actually, that I took the detergents. Like, that was very crazy. Do you know why? Because in my mind, I was like, what's detergent? I feel that detergent is anything I can give out to somebody. And then even when I was in school, people used to come and beg me for detergents. And I don't really have a problem with them. And, I'm always very happy giving them what I want. Do you understand? Like, I was always very, very happy to give them what I want. So someone now telling me, "Oh, you took my again." That was just crazy, like the most craziest things I could ever think about in my life. Actually, far it just break my heart. You guys know I'm actually heartbroken at this point because it is very bad for you to go and choose a fruit that is very down. Okay, I think I've seen a surface one. Yeah. Mm. So the detergent's own was see me with another bad choice. Detergent's own now pass, guys. So there's this particular one that struck me so much. Let me see, this one struck me, always struck but so my cousin's wife came to stay in that place. I'm not even the kind of person that like intruding into somebody's privacy. Because what am I going to use your privacy for? Nothing. I don't even know the color of the room. I don't even know anything. She came to the house and she traveled back to Abuja. So the next time she now came back, she said that this thing cream peeled. And then all of a sudden, let me call. Anyways, she's my auntie. My auntie now told me, and this cream that they're talking about, do you know anything about it? No, like, how am I supposed to know anything about cream? I was even more confused as a human being. How am I supposed to know things about the cream? She said that my complexion is toning. But anyways, I used to have a lot of cream, and thank God at that point I had two cream. I brought a cream I showed her. I said this particular cream that is toning me was actually a gift from somebody. Someone gifted me that cream, and the person doesn't even know much about cream. And then she said, "Oh, that's blah blah blah." She was trying to make investigation, and hey, do you know that these people call my mom to tell me about that, tell her about that cream stuff. As if that was not enough, I think that the my cousin's wife actually took the whole case, reported it to my cousin. So the first time I saw my cousin was a war. You don't even know me. We have not even exchanged this thing pleasantry before. You saw me and you told me I'm supposed to come and collect pizza from you, collect a lot of things. I said I did not get what was happening. Anyways, I think I apologized. Tell me, no, I'm sorry about that. I will not come and get those things from you when you came around. And then it was actually in the kitchen. Then when I went in the kitchen to go and carry one or two things, this guy actually looked at me and asked me and told me, do you know that you're an illiterate? Like you didn't go to school. Why do you tell me sorry? I want to pass. Why do you tell me that you don't know how to say, please excuse me, I wanna pass? And mind you, this is a particular word they've been using in that house. And I actually use that word because that's the word they've been using. Normally, I used to tell people, please excuse me, and let me pass. Please excuse me, let me pass. Or please excuse me, I want to get this. So my cousin was just talking, and the kind of talking that he was talking was not even funny. There's a difference between, okay, I'm just talking to this particular person, this person is wrong, and there is another one that you will shout, go upstairs, come down, and you are still shouting. So I was actually like, why is this guy shouting? Why is he shouting? What did I so in my mind now, I was wondering now, why is this guy shouting up and down? There is how somebody will just make you more confused than that you are not doing anything, and then they will now make you look as if you actually committed a very big sin. All of a sudden, my uncle now came out and told me, asked me, what did you do to my son? Why did you do this to my son? Hmm. In fact, I became more confused. Do you get like, you don't even know what you did to somebody. You didn't even do something bad to this person, and all of a sudden, the person will just come and start shouting up and down. So it was like more of a mental issue. I should call it a mental issue because I call it a mental issue because you're just shouting for no reason. And then it was just making me scared. So the only thing I told myself was like, oh God, what kind of condition have I seen myself like this that someone has to treat me the way they wish to treat me because I'm actually in this condition. Mm. And so I actually felt sad and that passed. Like there were a lot of scenarios I can't even mention. So there is this particular one that I felt really, really bad. So actually that time they were praying and then prayers were going on and then my uncle prayed and prayed for the two of us that were there. So all of a sudden the woman now said, why is she now praying for us again? That when they were praying for the children that we were all included, that she should not be giving us special prayers. Oh, oh my god. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. A lot was actually happening. It came to a point that these people they have to give me a month's notice. They told me that I should amend my ways. And I was like, what kind of ways? And I should amend my ways that if not that they are giving me 1 month notice for me to leave their house. And there was this guy that was my friend that I used to speak with, and they told me that you don't have to wait for them to pursue you out of their house. If you know that you're not more comfortable, you can actually take your leave. I was like, taking leave? Do you know what you actually mean by me taking leave? I don't even have a place to stay. What do you mean by me just taking a leave like that? I was even much more confused. So I never knew. People have been actually mean. If you're not comfortable, you can just go out. But the question was like, where am I now going out to? Where am exactly am I going out to? So I was just contemplating. So I told my friend, I told my mom, see, I cannot go. I need to achieve everything I came here to achieve. I need to work and save up money that okay can settle. I can look at myself and I can get an apartment for myself. Do you get? So I was just thinking about that. I have to work hard for myself to be able to get that thing I'm looking for. Okay. I mean, she not even have a choice, safe. What do I even say? Like, it's crazy, oh. So it all happened one day when Inan told me that he wants to fumigate his house. Okay. And they were going somewhere, oh, and they never told me, okay, this is where you are going to go. Are you coming with us? That's how people used to do something. Are you coming with us or not? But no, they never asked me. They only told me whether I have a place to stay. And I know that that was a very trickish question. That they want to see if I can even choose a place to stay in case something happened. And I told them, yeah, that my friend's birthday is close. And what they didn't know is that her birthday was not that close. That girl's birthday was not that close, and she was just gingering me on the birthday. And I was thinking the birthday was closed. And then I now told her that evening, oh, I'm coming. Oh. She said, no problem, I can come the next day. And then I told them, okay, I'm going to go and see her. And if you now say something and the thing will not come to reality, they will think you're lying. And I feel the reason why he used to he thought that is because they when I lose that job, I did not want to go to his house directly, and I had to lie to him that okay, this is what happened. This is why I'm still working, so I did not want to stay with him because of the fear of all these things that I'm just experiencing. Hmm. To cut the long story short, I left the house. I was asking whether he's going to church, and the reason why asking why is whether he's going to church so that I can know whether I should follow him to church. And I was just eager to tell him, but I was at the same time, what if he tells me, oh, because it's going to be a problem. Why I'm saying it's going to be a problem is that because there was a day I wanted to go and get something from the supermarket, and normally I told them that I need a key to go and to lock the door when I'm going out from the block in the estate. And the delay was just so much. And I was just asking myself, why the delay so much? So because it was already getting late and I needed to get have those things before I get to work the next day. And I didn't want the situation to tell me go back, stay back, it's already late. I was trying to avoid that. And I went out. When I went out, my mind was like, come back. You don't have to keep somebody's house open, compound open. And do you know why I had to come back? Because I just remember, oh, this is what happened to my landlord the other time, and the place was open, and the thief came in and almost and 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 wounded the gate man, and look for the man to kill inside, and he did not see the man to kill, and that's how he left. So when I remember that thing, I now came back again. I waited for the case. She now said, oh, that she actually kept the so she now said that actually she actually wanted to come and give me the case. So no problem. I went to the supermarket, I get what I wanted to get, I came back. Like I didn't even know that a lot was just happening. They said I went to go and see a man. Well, I didn't want it to be something you get. But for you to tell me I went to see a man when I did not go to see a man is another thing, and I didn't want it to bother me. Yes. Especially when somebody is lying on top of my head. I didn't want it to bother me. So they now ginger on the stuff, ginger, and then a lot of anger was now involved in the whole stuff that was just simple. I was like, this is actually getting out of hand. What? I don't even get what is happening. Oh, I would have removed this flower. Even when I put that flower now, where will I? Hey, where will I find another two flower on earth? That's crazy. That's crazy. So now I have this. I can go with that. I have two banana. I don't have my banana up to three. So okay, this is what now happened. Just involved, and then I was just trying to like, okay, close my eye, ignore the drama, ignore everything that happened. Yes, told you about the fumigation. I went to go and see that my friend. She told me that she's at work when I told you that I even told my uncle that he's going to church. He said no, I'm not going to church. And I didn't want to disclose anywhere he was going to, so I didn't want to bother. So I now went to one of my friends' place to go and stay with. To go and just be with her till the fumigation was over. Guess what? This girl was not in her shop. I was became more frustrated and more. I could not even understand what was actually going on. So I actually called someone from my workplace. Oh, can I come and stay here? She said, no problem. So they actually arranged a place for me to stay at my workplace. And the reason why I did not want to tell my uncle is that she is not gonna believe. And they have that distrust in them, and that they are not going to believe even if you do a video call. And anyways, I didn't mind. So after some days, I know he started calling my girlfriend. What is happening? Your uncle is calling me. I had to call my uncle and tell him, this is what is happening. See, I did not let her go there. I'm actually at work. And then all of a sudden, I saw a message from my mother. a message from him that I actually went out to go and sleep with somebody. What did I just play? What the fuck did I just play? Okay, I think I've won. Why are you doing that to me now? Okay, so where did I even stop? Why is that thing doing like that? It's not giving me the sound. Let me check my. I don't understand why it's doing like that. I have no idea. I have no idea why I can't see the sound. But I hope you guys can hear me because I don't know why I cannot see the sound. I don't know why. I bet they pause the sound for me. I don't get it. Okay, so this is what went on. He now told my mom that this is what happened, that I cannot stay with him, that I want to come and defile his home. That he's very sure that where I'm going to, that I went to go and sleep with a man and stuff like that. So at that point I was tired. You know that when somebody's already telling you that you're leaving their house, you're leaving their house, they're giving you some time to pack your things out of their house, and then there's this kind of mindset they have already had that, oh, that you're leaving soon. Do you understand? I don't know whether you get what I'm saying, that you're leaving soon, you already have that mindset. And then when he now came and told me, okay, when I now went back to the house, they refused to open the gates for me. I mean that I stayed outside the gates for like, you know that it was even the wife that came and asked me how did I manage to enter. Nothing, that is one of their relative that opened the door and I entered. So before I should even greet my uncle already told me I should pack my things and start leaving. That was crazy. So I told him that he should give me some time because at that point, I was tired. I don't know how to apologize for what I did not do wrong, but at that point, even though I don't even know, even though I would have apologized, that the treatment, the operation would have still continued. So I'm not going to give me time that should give me till 13. Because he did not even want to hear the side of my story. And even when I tried to explain to him on phone, it was still difficult for him to, mm, that was crazy. What's actually happening to this sound effect? I have no idea the sound effect is behaving like that. Is it that somebody is calling me or whatever? So that's what happened. So, very, very crazy. I told him that my clothes are wet. Somebody did not even care. Like, was wet or not. All what they wanted me to do was for me to pack my things and leave. And I left my uncle's house with just 1,000 naira. When I left there with 1,000 naira, I had to call my friend that she can allow me to stay in her place. She said, no problem. I went to stay with my friend. I knew her as a friend. So I know it's not actually rosy everywhere, but I did not want to stay with her for the longest. So I was just okay with the conditions that she gave me because everyone with their own what conditions. I was actually okay with the conditions. So there are sometimes I want to go and do home care like this for somebody. I've already reached the gate. She said she'll come back and she lost the kid that she does not care. She not give I should not do the home care job. I should just come back and come and give her what she wants. So I will just return and then pay a lot of money. Anyways, that will not even be my business. So let me just go straight to the point. Do you know that this girl told me after like 1 to 2 weeks that she's a lesbian? And me, I'm not a lesbian. I was like, how am I gonna deal with this? This is a lot for a human being for me, like me to deal with. I mean, that thing just clicked in my brain. It's not always rosy everywhere. At that point, I was just thinking about my life. I was like, how is my life like this? Like I'm just moving from somewhere and I'm seeing myself in another hectic situation. And that was very crazy. That was very crazy. So every day of my life I was just praying for God to preserve me. Every day of my life. I pray for preservation every fucking day of my life. At a point, I was just scared of initiation because I know how those people can behave. And mind you, let me tell you, and I'll tell you this thing for free. Lesbianism spirit is very contagious. If you happen to, be with people that show you a lot of things about lesbianism as a lady, there might be a possibility that you may start liking it, and I'm not capping. I actually had to go through a lot of series of prayers to see that, oh, I was not infected. In fact, let me not say it's contagious, it's infectious. As I'm talking this thing now, it's like I want to cry because when I remember everything that happened, I almost cried. I almost cried. I was like, what sort of crazy things is this? How did I even see myself in this place? One day she took me out on the bench, sat me there, and she started professing love to me. And I was like, I've never seen this before. A woman professing love to me. How do I answer that I'm not interested? How do I answer that I'm not into women? For how long will I keep telling you, hello, ma'am, I'm not into women. Hello, ma'am, men have not finished for me. If I want a relationship, I will look for a man and enter a relationship with. So I did not know for how many times I will keep on reminding this lady that I don't do women. And this thing continued over and over again. And at that point, I was very, very scared. And mind you, my uncle that I left, I called him after 2 weeks to check up on him, to show how human I was. I looked at myself, I told myself, I can find you very human. Because why? You offended me, you did not check up on me. Yes, I'm still the one checking up on you. If the world turned against me, I did not actually expect him to turn against me. Like if the world would have turned against me. At that point you realize that strangers might actually be more better than people you actually call, oh, this is my family or my blood. Your blood will actually show you Chige, and I'm not capping. So this lesbian lady, was just trying to toss me up and down at her own, at her own selfish reasons. And I look at her, she not even have the money. I used to hear of lesbians do have a lot of money, but I did not see her having that money that, she always claim. And she told me the other time she has up to 10 million naira, but it did not enter my brain because, girl, what are you doing to get the money? She was just a POS person operating by the roadside. And I know that POS people actually have the money, but that was actually crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. And I don't know how God delivered me was just so shocking. So this is what happened. I actually entered a contribution before this time around, and then I collected the money for the contribution. I wanted to go down to mainland to go and get an apartment, but because of the work I was doing, I had to go and collect a house. Should I call it a house? But that was actually a wooden apartment. That was a clear wooden apartment. And it even affected me in one way or the other that if you tell somebody this is where you stay, nobody cares, nobody wanna look at you, nobody wanna make friends with you. And then even guys that wanna toast you, they don't even care about you. So I'll still narrate this story to this place of guys. Yeah. And that was my first happiness, even when the place was not convenient. Even when I left a more comfortable apartment. And I felt that at that point I had joy. I felt that at that point my life is gonna be better because nobody's gonna be policing me around. And then maybe the time I'm supposed to use and do something important for myself, somebody wants to get that time. So at that point, I was, oh, okay, at this point, I can actually see a good environment and a good atmosphere for me to communicate with my creator. And it was just everything I could ever imagine. Even when he did not give me the perfection I always imagined, but I knew that the perfection would come one day. So I was just working and working, and I realized that, oh, the work I'm doing is not sorting the bills. You know, when you collect salary and then you also have siblings that are depending on you, that was just how crazy it was. And people were always looking for the slightest opportunity to see how they can take an advantage of you. And I've actually observed that countless times that when people see someone that is looking for help and then they are opportunity to help that person with a cup of water, that they are going to use the opportunity and see how they can use that person to their fullest. So, do you know, sometimes I walk on my leg and go to work. The distance was crazy. It was not even something that I can say, oh, the distance was short. It was not short. The distance was crazy. Sometimes I wake up by 4. That place that I actually was staying, I will go, I will take my bed, I will wait in a queue. Then I will now come and prepare some food and now pack it. And then by 6 a.m., human being born of a woman will start trekking down to work. So I didn't know there were a lot of things I learned in the process that if you're passing through something, you don't need to tell somebody that, oh, this is what you're passing through. And I feel that there was this, I was just trying to like, oh, see how people can, oh, sympathize with me or whatever. Oh, why are you coming? Why are you doing this? Oh, sorry. I had to wake up very early. I did not have a lot of sleep because of this, because of that. I just feel that maybe you can tell somebody because of some circumstances unforeseen, I was not able to meet up with this. I just felt so there were a lot of things I actually learned from what actually happened. A lot of things, uncountable things I learned. Crazy, crazy things that I learned. Anyways, everything just went on. Then I want to tell you this scenario that, oh, somebody was just stalking me on social media. And when the person was stalking me, seeing the pictures of, okay, this is where I was staying. I was actually staying in my uncle's house. Seeing a picture of where I was staying in my uncle's house, I was just thinking, oh, this girl is just actually Lekki babe, because I was staying in Lekki, not knowing that they are actually a village from Lekki. I need to like manage to smile even when I'm so emotional telling the story. And then one day the guy just bumped into my DM and then they don't want to answer because I wanted to give it time. I wanted to give it time to understand the kind of person I'm actually dealing with. And then my girlfriend all of a sudden, boom, let me answer this. You have been single for the longest. This of nobody's business, but she took it as her business because maybe she was trying to like see how she can hook up her friend and it's not bad and I don't blame her for whatever happened. And I'm actually a very open person, you know. I had to tell the guy, okay, this is where I'm staying. You wanna date me, this is where I'm staying. So don't expect much from me. Like I like when I'm open to people so that it should not be as if that okay, this lady was just trying to phone me or and stuff like that. But I know that a lot of people don't like to hear the truth, especially men. They hate hearing the truth. They hate when somebody is telling them the truth and I'm not capping. They hate the truth so much. They hate it so much. So you know this guy now. When the guy did a video call with me, and I said, okay, I want to see where you're staying. I want to know where you're staying. Where are you staying? It's okay. Okay. This is actually where I'm staying. So when this human being now realized that, okay, where I'm staying was not fancy enough, was not appealing enough, he back off. He stopped talking to me and he did not even tell me anything. And I knew within myself that it was because of my apartment that actually made this person to stop talking to me. So I cried and I was heartbroken, but I did not give up. So at a point, the nun came and told us that that place where we were actually staying there is gonna be destroyed. So I felt somehow, where am I gonna stay? This place they will destroy. Where am I gonna stay? At this point, a lot of things were just going on in my brain. Where am I gonna stay? How will life be with me? Where am I gonna stay? Where am I going to stay? I know it's crazy, well, it's crazy, I know. So a lot of things were just going on in my mind. So to cut the long story short, I met somebody during that period, and then the person was just trying to know me, and I told the person, "This is what you might likely see. This is how my apartment is." So I said all these things so that in case you wanna run, you are very free to start running. Oh my god, oh my god. So in case you wanna run, you're very free to start doing what? Running. So I didn't even know that again. I said, no problem. I like the fact that you're open and stuff like that. So for the first time in my life, I feel like I experienced love after a long traumatized series of broken relationships. And still, my uncle did not call me. He never checked up on me and he never asked how I'm doing. And it was okay because what I know is that I'm always a peaceful person. And then the fact that they did not even call me was crazy. Because, yeah, I mean, if you love somebody, you were the one that is wrong, or if I thought I was the one that is wrong, someone that you love, I mean, you still want to reach out to that person to know how is this person faring, how is this person doing. But no, 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 he didn't care to reach out to me and everything that happened. And then this person I met is actually a guy, and then it even took everything, even the responsibility upon himself. Like, yeah, I've never seen that kind of person before in my life. I don't know whether I should say I've not been in love before. I've always been traumatized in love and stuff like that. Because now I've been traumatized in love to a point that I stay for like almost more than 8 months without looking for a relationship because this mindset that oh men has come enter my mind. Men has come. Yes, it entered my mind. So I feel that God actually proved himself to me that oh, even though this person failed you, you can actually find a helper in somebody else. Even when you work so hard. Yes, let me now narrow it down here. When I was staying in that place I was staying, it was so hard to a point that some people were trying to take advantage of me. That's when I knew that nobody wants to help you just like that. They always want to take advantage of you, especially men. They want to take advantage of you, even when they know you're trying. So I had to start up a little business when I was staying there. I sat down, I was thinking about a lot of business I could start. I thought and thought, and I did not have any money. When I said that I didn't have any money, it was clearly I did not have money. My salary as at that time was just 90 something thousand, and all of that 90 something thousand, I just still make sure that I finish up with the rent money I paid that I that I paid I was from a contribution, and it was just a lot. And sometimes people will be like, "Oh, 90 something thousand supposed to help you," but they cannot comprehend when you have a younger sister and she's still depending on you. You have other people that are depending on you, and it was not remaining. So I had to go and collect loan. So I only tell myself this loan, I'm gonna make good use of this loan. So I decided to go get granules that day. Do you know the first time I did that granules, I did not see any gain. I was like, oh, well, what kind of business is this? Like, how did I get here to come and do this kind of business and there is no gain? I had to sit down to learn the business again. Like, I learned that business in the hard way because what else did I want to do with that small amount of money? So I actually devised a lot of means to see that I can get gain. So at the end of the day, I was able to get gain more than like double, let me say triple than what I could everly expect. And there's something unique and spectacular about a crowded environment. That a crowded environment can actually feature a higher amount of money, even I don't know how to put it when you are staying in a crowded environment and you know that oh these people were actually men that were staying in this environment and most of these men they were working so hard and I had to do the products in such a way that when they tested they will like it. A lot of them they were just looking for the products up and down. You're not is something that is not something that people should go and be crowded, should crowd and buy, but at that point, people were just crowding to buy that granite. Oh God, I don't even know what to say, but at the point now, that's when other people now realize that okay, then this is what they should be doing too. A lot of competition were just coming in. People were now competing. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do because this person is doing and is flourishing business. And then that was just one of the way that God used and helped me. And then when I met that person, told you guys like I met love. I've never experienced love before. Let me say that I've not experienced love before, but I did me for the very first time I experienced love. And then the person did not even care. I was even took like let me say it took the load from my head. There were even sometimes that they had to, oh, your sister has a problem, even help me out. That was I only say that I only look at myself and say that this is a miracle because I didn't know that maybe I can find help in the strange places. I didn't believe in love. I didn't believe that, oh, a man can help me. I never believed that. I didn't even believe that, okay, a man can help me without asking me for sex. It was, yes, it was that mindset. So I was like, oh, I didn't believe. And then that was just the help I got. So I don't want to tell you guys a lot about the relationship life. Yeah, some relationship will still have their there are good times and bad times, and I will say that I've experienced some bad times now. I've experienced a lot of good times. So that's just it. So I don't want to talk about the relationship life. So at the point, it was after a whole year that my uncle now chose to come and call me. And when he called me was the time that I'd resigned from a particular work, and then he was just trying to see whether he was just trying to. I don't know whether he was expressing his concern, but that was not the concern. He was actually a point that okay, I can get back to this girl and mock her, but God is bigger than man. God is bigger than man. So back to my lesson that I learned that you can only look up to somebody. You can only learn from somebody, but not depend on that person. Yes, no matter what. Because I remember when I left my uncle's house, my auntie's relative was begging me I should stay back. I said no. He begged me and begged me again. I told him no. And so why are you being stubborn? I told him, say, my brother has a house. Do you understand? Even when we are not staying in the house, that's me. Even though I don't have anywhere to stay, then I can actually see how I can survive under the tree. Even if there is no particular place for me to stay here, I can actually survive under the tree. So what do you mean? I say yes, people find shelter under the tree. People find shelter, and I realized that at that point I realized that when it looks as if there is no actually way, that God can actually make a way even in the desert. So I learned a lot of things. I learned to believe in God more, and me even having to stay alone, I had to start believing in God that if God could do that for me, that I had to leave the house with 1,000 naira on the street of Lekki, and I found shelter and I found help. It was a point of okay, you're asking yourself how are you going to feed? But at the point that okay, I found help and I found everything, I knew that then I can find everything in Christ. So in Christ alone, yeah, I used to say my hope is found because not only that Jesus Christ helped me, he also made me to experience him. What can I even tell somebody? I mean, I've experienced Jesus Christ in every round of my life. I don't know the level you might have experienced Jesus Christ, but I can tell you that I've experienced Jesus Christ even in his appearance. So let me now give it just a like backward review, guys. Mhm. Sometimes you may actually like to pray and then so now look and say Jesus Christ is not answering. He's always there answering. So I remember when I packed into this new place, this apartment my baby got for me. And then it was as if I was having a lot of attacks. Maybe I don't know whether it was environmental or foundational. I don't know. I don't care. And then I just say, okay, I want to have a conversational prayer. That has never clocked my mind for the longest. But for it to clock my mind, you know that, oh, there is something spectacular about these prayers. You get? So when I started the conversational prayers, Jesus Christ, I gave him a seat in my room. And if you have not tried these prayers and you're passing through a lot, I'm going to tell you, try this prayer today. Try it today. You're going to like it. So do you know he came to my room. When he came into my room, he came in a very in in a way that I don't know how to say it. Do you know when you have a problem and Jesus Christ comes to take away your problem? That's what I saw. He came in such a way that amazed me. I was so amazed, and it took me like almost like 1 week to get over the experience I got because at the point I used to walk on the road and it's like fire is burning in me. Oh my god. So when he came, it was looking as if he was checkmating a lot of things in my life. And I was like, wow. See, like, I feel that going to church is okay, but when you get to a point that you have to have that relationship with Christ, you know that there is a life that is more sweeter than the life that you live. There is a life that is more sweeter than the life that you live. When he came, it was not as if I was the one conversing. I was conversing with him, and he was actually conversing with me, using my own thoughts. And I felt it, and I looked at it, and it was real. Oh, since that time, do you know that sometimes I would just be asking questions in my mind, and then before I know, it would just appear in my it would just send anybody I may not even know to come and answer me that questions I've been thinking about. And for the longest I've been asking, why is that Jesus Christ is just so real? And then it's just too real. It's real. Like God, Jesus Christ is very real. At a point, there was a time that there was a lot of battle in my room. I could not sleep. A lot of things were making noise. A lot of things. Hey, hey. I think at that point, somebody even opened my window. I could hear the voice. If not mistakenly, that particular day. And then I now sat down on my bed. I did not know what to bind and cast anymore. And I sat down on my bed and I called Jesus Christ to come and take a place and come and fight the principalities I could not fight. Like, I'm not joking and I'm not saying this to come out to please anybody, but at that point, he just came. I felt the praises. And at that point, he just came. And then I was able to sleep. I did not see anything. Like, I did not, nothing attacked me anymore. I was like, God. Like, it's like I miss Ruth. It was just giving me that vibe. Oh, you miss Ruth. There is actually a life that is supposed sweeter than a life. And that life is all just for you to have a relationship with Christ. It's not gonna hurt you. And then the way you even used to come and tell me something, it's not gonna hurt you. He'll just tell you something and will tell you the reason why you should not do that thing. Oh my god. He'll just tell you the reason why you should not do that thing. And I was like, wow. And you do have a very calm voice, that the calmness in him, the gentleness in him. Except that sometimes I'm furious and I have been asking some questions and he knew that, oh, he has told me this thing before. And he will just come and answer me. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Hey, I don't know. If you have not done these conversational prayers before, I will advise you it is better you do it. Like, you know that deliverance you have been going around seeking for deliverance up and down? There's something called conversational prayer. If you ask me how should I start conversational prayer, just enter fasting like 1 or 2 days fasting. You have never done this before. it is very okay. Sweep your room very well. Make sure you take your bath. Sometimes there are situations that you may not be able to take your bath. Make sure you take your bath and then arrange your bed or you arrange chairs. After the imagination that Jesus Christ in your room is in your room. Sit down, start praising him, worship him, pray some prayers, and then use in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, pray for his presence, and stand up, give him a very nice seat. People are not even listening. Yeah. So now give him a very nice seat. Invite him to your room. So start like this. You necessarily don't have to, okay, because you invite him to your room and now come and start praying. No, no, no. You necessarily don't have to do that. What you just have to do there is just, oh, Jesus Christ, I've given you seat in my room. The seat that you pray. I've been longing to tell you something, or I've been telling you through prayers, and I wish I could come put this into a conversation. This is my problem. This is how it started, and I really, really want a cure for this problem. This is the problems I have. If you have your friend problem, you can tell him. If you have a lot of anything you want to discuss with him, you can discuss with him, and at the same time tell him, okay, I've said all these things. Speak to me in the language I will understand. This kind of conversational, you're not closing your eye. You're very, very free to open your eye and do the conversational prayers. You're very, very free. You can open your eye, do the conversational prayers. Tell him what is your problem. Before you know, there will be a kind of realm that you have never experienced. Do you know the kind of realm that people pray so much? And then deliverance is going on. That's the deliverance. That's the realm you see in your room. And if you are not prepared for this, I'll not say don't do it, but I want you to do it so that you can feel it. When you do these prayers, they can be a when you do this conversation, there can be a certain point in that conversation that he will start doing deliverance for you. If you run on the floor, don't mind what is happening. He will continue doing that deliverance for you till it's, oh my God, I don't know how to explain. You might not actually roll on the floor, but it depends on whatever what you want to do for you at that particular point, he will do it for you. Do you know that after this thing encounter I had, I went outside and I went outside and I realized that my like fire was burning in my body and this thing happened for almost 3 days. I was just trying to like be a normal human being again. Like I was like, God, when am I going to be a normal human being? I wanted to sleep even that night. The first night I had this conversational prayer and I called Jesus Christ to come and have a seat in my room. And then it was as if the room was just too much. I had to tell him to please reduce the tension so that I can sleep. But the tension is just too much for me to bear. So do you guess what? That was the best. In fact, the problem I had that time just vanished. And then I called on another conversational prayer. And this time around, it did not come in the way it came before. So I was just wondering, oh, I made some research and I realized that okay, sometimes it can actually come in a mild way, depending on the level of your problem. And guess what? Before you even come, before Jesus Christ will have a seat in your life, He already knows why it's coming. And no matter who you are, no matter who you are, I'm gonna tell you, even though you have sex with your boyfriend the next day, even though you're a wrong girl, and you decide to pray this prayer that I'm just telling you, what you just need to do, as I said before, just enter fasting for 2 days. Sometimes it even happen without fasting. Then when you enter that fasting, the day you're having this conversation, the moment you're having this conversational prayer, sweep your floor, make it clean because when it comes, it's going to checkmate everything. But when I say checkmate, it's going to checkmate you to your parlor, to your toilet, to everything. You may not even see it, but it's gonna checkmate that. And then design a particular seat, especially for him, even though he's on your bed, if that's what you have, especially for him. Checkmate, like put it up, and you just do it like any problem that you had that time, don't hesitate to converse that problem because the breakthrough you're gonna have, it might just be an imagination, but I'm promising you, if you follow these steps, if you follow these steps, something's gonna change in your life. And when you follow these steps, he will always want to have that conversation with you. And you don't have to be taking a lot of time before you now call on the conversation. He will always want to call on the conversation with you, and it's not a forceful spirit. Jesus Christ is not forceful. He will always want to take it easy with you, and that's what I've experienced so far. It's not forceful, it will take it easy with you. The only thing will come and tell you that this is what I want you to do, and this is the reason why I want you to do it. And if you are confused whether it's actually his voice or it's actually the one that's saying, you can actually see how you can confirm it from, does this thing that he said I should do, does it align with the scriptures? Yeah. So you guys, I'm gonna take this live to an end. Yeah. See you guys. Now see you. I love you guys.